Hello everybody, this is the return of new 26 9 to 5. Yes, we're down to only 12 episodes left after this one. So, let's make these things count and let's hope they're good, huh? And what a good way to get things started with the last laugh. An episode featuring Pinkie Pie. Now, I have been a stark critic on Pinkie Pie episodes throughout the years of doing this. When Pinkie is the sole focus of an episode alone, her speed of gag and her style of comedy can become annoying. But when she has a good partner in tow, her episodes end up excelling extremely. And one of those episodes is the episode Pinkie Pride. That was done all the way back when I started doing this in the first season of New 26. But fast forward to now, and the reason I bring that up is because the last laugh features the return of Cheese Sandwich, once again voiced and performed by the master of musical parody himself, Weird Al Yankovic. Yep. He also teased that he'll be back a couple of seasons ago on Twitter, and this is finally the episode in which he returns. And this episode's moral is about life's purpose. Pinkie is in search of hers, seeing that every other character has her own signature thing. Twilight's gonna rule everything, Applejack has the farm, Fluttershy is the sanctuary, and so on. But Pinkie feels that he doesn't have the thing yet, until she gets an invite to a gag factory run by Cheese Sandwich that, oddly, for most of the episode itself, Cheese is dressed up like Steve Jobs from Apple. That's right. Think of a gag factory as the Apple for jokes. And thanks to his cohort, Stan Smirk, he has mass-produced many prop gags. But in the effort to do so, he has lost his ability to laugh. So he entrusts Pinkie to find it again. It's almost in a weird way how at Pinkie Pride's end, Pinkie was re-inspired to continue to do what she does. Pretty much here, the shoe is on the other foot. So, Pinkie shows that she is a comedy genius. Not just figuratively, literally. She can come up with as many prop gags and jokes as humanly possible, and she makes it look easy. She's almost the Twilight of laughter, which is ironic. But even with her scientific expertise, she can't make Keith laugh. And in a last-ditch effort, Pinkie suggests that Cheese return to his roots, spreading comedy personally, like a comedy nomad. It is in rediscovering this nomadhood that indeed Cheese Sandwich gets his ability for comedy back through, once again, another great Weird Al song called Stick with Cheese. It's hilarious, loaded with gag after gag after gag, gag and musical references throughout. It's rip-roaring and a perfect way to close out the episode proper. Now, this episode has the vibes of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory without the annoying kids ruining everything. And it's even suggested at some point in the episode that Pinky take on the factory herself. But he decides not. She ultimately comes to the conclusion that she's been doing her life's purpose all along, trying to make people laugh just like she does in a more personal level. Which is fine and all, but why would you need a 22-minute episode to pretty much express that I'm already doing what I'm doing? And some people do this as they seek their life's purpose as we leave high school and go to college. Some of us struggle with the search to find our purpose in life. We try every possible idea. Some of us think our idea is to help the greater good feel the same way we do. And sometimes that's true. Other times you feel demotivated because you've thought of everything and you can't necessarily think of it yourself anymore. But other times you'll find your life's purpose without really seeking it out. Sometimes it lands in your lap because of something that you're already naturally doing already. But that moral was good, but not that great. But what the episode does talk about through the gag factory itself is how comedy has become mass produced. It's not as organic as comedy used to be. That's what this episode is really trying to say. Is comedy is organic. It's personal. It's direct. Jokes are made directly to the people that tell them. People laugh differently. And unless you get the personal reaction of a laugh directly from someone, you don't know that it's funny. And due to political correctness, the art of comedy has kind of died in a way. It's not as personal. Why? Because comedians have to be so careful not to offend anybody. But instead come up with safer routines that they can do around the area and around other people, or mass produced videos or other kinds of prop gags. But comedy is best served when it's done in person, when it's done directly, when you get the laugh that you're seeking directly from somebody. The best jokes are the ones dealt with care, not done through a factory or through some focus testing. There is no science to comedy, and the episode plainly points that out. And the visuals and the story itself further emphasize this moral. That comedy is a special thing, that we all have our personal ways of laughing or giving somebody else laughter. And that's more important. That moral by itself is stronger than the moral that the episode is going for. And yes, the moral is strong, but it ends up being confusing, considering we went through an entire 22-minute episode to pretty much do the Pinkie Pie version of I didn't learn anything. But thankfully, the jokes, the montages showing Pinkie Pie's intelligence, and of course, Weird Al himself elevate this episode, and the secondary moral about the science of comedy practically saves this episode from the doldrums and turns it into a rip-roaring good time. Although not as perfect as Pinkie Pride, the last laugh does stick right up there with the height of other Pinkie Pie episodes. It just doesn't feel that satisfying as a fulfillment of her character arc. Sadly, that went absolutely nowhere. But at least we had a funny and fun time trying to get there. That's a Laugh gets a 5 out of 6. So, do you agree with this 5 out of 6? Do you not? Tell me down in the comments section below. And follow the end card to see the reviews for Sunset's Backstage Pass if you missed it from last week, or the entire playlist up to now for New 26 if you need to catch up this season. Until next week, when we get 246 great as the amount of episodes drawn down to the end. I am Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own Nirvana. And yes, I indeed found a razor blade or two.